we haven't done anything that is antisocial, and we haven't.
It's antisocial.
Right, and we haven't done anything that's breached the peace. Okay. If anything, we don't really. We'd like to work on as long a lens as possible, so that we're not encroaching on these guys at all.
That's wonderful. So let's go along with that. Then.
Okay.
So how can we assist with that?
Well, this is the thing. Obviously, we need a line of sight. Now, today, on 2 or 3 occasions, we've been told. We actually said at one point, it's fine. We'll go back down the alleyway because the alleyway isn't part of the road closure. And if you notice on the road closure, you will see it says while filming. Okay. All other times, it's full public access, and that is part of the road closure. And these guys decided that, and that was agreed with the council yesterday. And she agreed that with me.
Can I just interrupt you there? This conversation is now interrupting our filming. Because we are waiting to film.
And with all due respect, we were actually walking away, and you called us back. We'll go back down the alleyway. So.
Thank you very much indeed.
Sorry, your name was?
My name is Andy. I'm the locations manager.
Right. Okay. Lovely. It's as simple as that. I mean, if we're not in shot, you can't move. You can't arrest us for breach of the peace, and we haven't breached the peace.
No, not
when we
if
haven't.
you're not in shot. I totally agree. Not if you're not in shot. I totally agree.
But it's not breach of the peace. This is a public right of way.
Yeah,
and we can't get on with our job. And do you know what? You don't work for a private organisation. You don't work for a private organisation. No, you work for the police force. Right. So why are you here working on behalf of a private organisation? Why have you come down to because they can't get on with their job?
Because
obviously
there's a closure in place that's been put on by the council, which we can help.
Which is also been paid for by a private organisation.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And what law are you breaking if you were to walk through while that road closure's on? Now, what law?
Breach of Section 1 of the Town and Police Clauses Act, which prevents and
That's an act. That's not a law.
Highways.
That's an act. That's not a law. It's two separate things. It's not a law. It's an act. An act is only valid if you agree with it.
It would be wrong for the rest, absolutely. We do this for a living, and we understand the law.
Why are you being so difficult with them then?
Well, they're just being as difficult with us.
Right.
I think the head of security has been very unprofessional. He's creating a scene. I've been shooting this for days. We've dissolved into the background for days. There's shots out all over the place. It's not, this is locking the door after the horse and colt.
Yeah. So they can't say it's harassment or anything like that. I mean, a breach of the peace is just ridiculous. I mean, it's as simple as this. I can walk down this high street and stand where they're filming without any problems at all. I'll do it in front of everyone here. I don't care. So, just to confirm, we're going to be arrested for what if we go down there? Right, nothing then. Okay, wonderful. Just so we're confirming that.
I'm sorry. To say we're breaching the peace when there's a whole film set. There's businesses that have been blocked off.
If you read that, you'll see that it actually says during filming, when filming is taking place.
But
So only when
trying to film, but they can't because you're there.
That's simply not
no,
true.
no. We were actually walking away down an alleyway, and we were called back because you were walking up. We were nowhere near filming.
We've taken no pictures during filming, and that's because we don't, because we're professional. We know how to operate on the film set.
And are you leaving when you're asked to leave the area?
We haven't been asked to. We stay behind the camera, so we're not in shot. We understand how to shoot a film set. As long as we're behind the camera, there is no issue. We're on a public right away. If we're in shot, fair enough. Ask us to leave, but we'll make sure we don't do that. You'll notice then we were in an alleyway and we came out to shoot pictures after the filming had finished.
As soon as we heard cut.
We're professional. We know what we're doing, and we also know that it'd be a big problem if we got arrested for doing our jobs. That'd be a big issue. We have a lawful.
Yeah, but that's a private organisation. Okay, asking another. Basically, it's a member of the public asking another member of the public to leave. Okay.
So they can do their job.
But he doesn't. Yeah. Now we're also doing a job. So why on earth, in a court of law, why would they have more right to do their job than us?
We have the legal right to.
When it quite clearly states on a road closure, nothing to do with pavement, road closure, right? That is only when filming.
But I don't understand why you would make it so difficult for them to just get on with it when, fair enough, if they're not like everyone else is to do it, no one else can go on either, can they?
Right,
just
they're not
as a
working.
civilised human being, if someone just said, "Can you move out the way?" Why can't we like, yeah, no, do you know what, no problem. And then when you are allowed,
do you know what? If you were self-employed, okay, and you had to pay to come to work and blah, blah, and then if you didn't arrest anyone, you weren't paid, okay, and then someone comes along and says, I'm going to lock you in this cupboard today, so you're not getting any money. But you're all right with that, aren't you? You spent all the money coming to work, you've done the 12 hours, but you're okay with that. Of course we're not going to be okay with that. We're self-employed, we invest the money, we know the law, I know the law, and that's why you can't say to me what I'm going to be arrested for, what law I am breaking.
We're happy to work with them, that's fine.
And we've said this all morning.
Stay behind camera. I think as long as we're behind camera, I don't see what the issue is. We're not interrupting with people,
No.
technically. If they want to play silly buggers and put cameras up and put umbrellas up in front of Kath and Zeta, that's their prerogative and that's fine, and we have to work around that. But we have every right to shoot from behind the camera on a public street. And if they want to play silly buggers, that's up to them. But that's what's causing the tension, that's what's causing the stress. If we're left to our own devices, we can dissolve into the background, we've got longer lenses than that. And we can, and I don't see any problem. I've been doing this for the last 3 days, no issue whatsoever.
Okay.
So, you know,
I don't. You've been right in the middle of the set, which I think they're a bit upset about as well.
No, absolutely not. Always behind camera.
You make sure you need to make sure that you are behind.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we're behind the camera, that's. I don't see any problem.
No, I don't.
Personally.
Not behind the camera and willing to just move out of the way.
Yeah,
if you
well,
have to.
absolutely.
If
yeah.
we're in
And
shot,
they
yeah,
want
of
to play
course.
silly buggers and hide Catherine, we have to deal with that, and that's part of
The ironic thing is, Catherine is completely open, because we're only here to shoot Catherine Zeta-Jones. Catherine is completely open while they're filming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And not one point have we stepped out while she's filming and shot it.
And the reason that's a problem
And they keep
with these
blocking
shots
every
is
single
'cause
time.
Our cameras make a noise, and that's why it's a problem to shoot during
Yeah.
filming. Not anything to do with copyright or anything else like that. It's just
Yeah.
because it's the noise, and that's the issue. So that's obviously we don't do that because we understand the situation. And we're going to cost them a lot of money if you have to reshoot scenes, and we don't want to do that.
So where do we stand?
That if you're asked to leave the set, then you need to leave the set and stand back to where they're asking you to stand.
I mean, they could just ask
They're
us
just going to say
stand.
the end of the road.
So
So it's,
we need to be free. We need to be free to shoot from behind the camera and not.
I mean, it's more I'm saying to you, we're basically agreeing to be behind camera, so we're not in shot, and that's it. And if we don't do that, I'm asking you what's going to happen.
That it depends what if they're saying that they've been caused that they can't get on with
Okay,
their job.
okay. From your job, what will happen with you? Will you be involved in any way, shape, or form?
Possibly, yeah.
Likely to get called again.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but you obviously you can turn up. That's your prerogative. It's public pavement. You can be here as much as I can. What I'm saying is, from a legal perspective,
But if your presence here is causing a disturbance, which is a breach of the peace, then we have to prevent that because they can't get on with their job.
okay, now I can't get on with my job, and there's a little short Geordie guy who's quite aggressive, quite rude, and always in my face, and has been since yesterday. Now I find him breaching the peace. Now, if that's the case, will you be arresting him?
That depends.
Depends on
If you're
what.
both working sensibly, yeah. But if you've been sensible with each other, I can't understand how there's an issue in the first place.
Okay,
If
because
you're being asked to leave the area until they finish something, then why can't you just do that until you're allowed to go back in again?
You need to be in the.
Because then they can get on with their job and you can get on with your job.
Well, no, because obviously if they move us to the end of the street, all they do is they put Catherine in the B&B, and then we don't get any pictures.
We're here to
So
take
we have
pictures.
to-
That's our job. We're not here to. We're not just bystanders. We don't want autographs. We're here to take pictures for the press and part of press organisation and press credentials. I know the law, and if we were to get arrested, that would be a big problem because that's not legal. It'd be wrongful arrest, and hopefully we all understand that. I certainly know that, and I know you can put me in a cell and not actually charge me with anything, but that would be a big problem. And obviously the people I work for have lawyers, and that's and we've been through this before. But it's not the first time we've been through this, and so we know where we stand. If we can agree that we're okay behind the camera, and as long as I mean, I just don't see a problem if
I
we
don't
shoot
see an
behind the
issue.
camera because what's happened is we're getting sort of hustled and hassled, so we had to check out different angles, which means that we were in front of the camera but not during filming, and that's it's just causing a lot of stress. We don't want to run around. We just want a peaceful, easy, stress-free.
So if I go and speak to the team, you're going to say that you've agreed to stay behind camera at all times and that you've agreed that you will move to where they're requesting you to.
We can't agree to
No.
that because they could send us to the out of sight. So
Yeah,
that
but apart
doesn't
from, well,
work
like
for
now
us.
when everyone else can.
Well, no, as long as we're out of their shot, so we're behind camera, we agree to that.
We need to be.
But wait,
and
that's
generous,
called.
Excuse me 1 second.
That's fine. That's called a compromise.
It's a compromise. Not,
Come back up in 25 minutes.
didn't think I'd get in.
I think you and them are going to have to agree to a disagree, and I appreciate the fact you've both got jobs to do.
I haven't had the order. So the order does state that we can hold pedestrians. That does include you behind barriers or asked to leave set. Or leave set if causing a problem. So if you reject,
It doesn't say that on there.
that's what it means. I've just had it verified by the legal department. So if you want to take it with the legal department once we've dealt with this, that's really is fine.
Okay,
Well,
let me
that's
ask
what it
another
says.
question then.
So no, let me finish first. So either has to go with every other pedestrian, because no different to any other pedestrian or photographer, has to go behind the barrier. That's making a nuisance, in which case we will either move everybody completely off so nobody has a view.
Yep.
Or, which we can do
What about the
while,
businesses on the street? Have they not got an issue with that? I mean, I'm sure that's a story.
so while
there.
we're
The
filming
businesses aren't
and
able to have-
rehearsing and doing rehearsed takes, that's what we can do. And then once, obviously, then pass through. Once they've stopped filming, which is exactly what they're doing, they're then opening the road and getting people through. We can do that. So it's
Have a
either
chat
that.
with
If
these
they then
businesses.
reject to actually take notice of a legal order which is sealed and in place, then it's on our hands and
So
goes.
are all the businesses on the street aware that you're actually
Yes,
blocking
there
everybody?
is
So just to confirm,
everybody.
I mean, you might want to check with the sergeant.
I was just going to say I'll have to speak with the
Yeah.
neighbourhood inspector, and I'll
What-
speak to Inspector
The
Taylor.
inspector came on site last night.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but what would be the actual law you'd be breaking
You're
by
already
being restrained?
filming this, don't you?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's a public place. We establish that. What law would we actually be breaking by stepping within a road closure?
I'll have to get back to you on that. And shall I take your details and I'll ring you?
You can ring me if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, 7774 240. It's Ash. Ash.
You're independent, did you say?
Yeah.
Right, until we've clarified, I think we could all be reasonable and just go along with it until I find out, and I'll update you as soon as I can.
Cool. It's
So I'm
fine.
going to stay behind camera for the time being, is that right?
Yeah.
We've agreed to stay behind camera.
Behind barriers with all the other
No,
pedestrians.
behind camera.
But not behind the barriers, behind the camera.
Has the productions agreed to that?
Not spoken to them yet.
Right, then we need to speak to Andrew.
So we're trying to reach a compromise here where you stay behind camera and not in front. We'll keep our distance on long lenses and just try and dissolve into the background and just be left to our own devices. If you want people want to put umbrellas up and all that nonsense, that's fine, we'll just work around that. We'll have to just stay behind camera. Because
Phil, these gentlemen are prepared to compromise with us. So to my mind, that compromise has to be that you do not come anywhere within our working area.
it's beyond the
Well, that's
margins,
fine.
yeah.
And out of
So-
and outside of shot.
And our working area is defined by where we have ADs, runners, holding people, where we have any working equipment, because what we were really struggling with earlier was your presence right in the middle of the set. You were closer than some of the makeup girls, and the physicality of you being there was very difficult and also very intimidating for a lot of people. So the compromise I feel inclined to accept is that you just keep your distance with the general public.
Well, that's not a compromise. That's what's already in place, isn't it?
What do you have to do?
Well, our job's taking pictures. So.
Can we stop talking while we're on?
Shh.
Stand by.